tonight. Same story for Colombia. Winners of this tournament just 6 years ago amid riotous scenes in their own capital, Bogota. Semi-finalists in 2004. But this has been a very disappointing Copa America for them. Chile's draw last night ended any vain hopes either of these nations had of getting through. They're playing for pride alone tonight. So two much-changed sides line up in Barquisimeto. A modern stadium perched high on the side of a valley in an area of the country which is very much baseball country. That's the main sport here, but soccer fever's been sweeping across Venezuela, and this Copa America hasn't disappointed. Could certainly do with a few goals tonight. The last 3 matches have only produced 1 between them in this competition. Overall, it's been a very, very entertaining tournament. And the hope is that these two nations, although, as we've said, there's nothing for them to play for in terms of the Copa America, they'll be looking to put on a good show. Managed to concede 16 goals between them in the 4 games that they've played so far. Colombia thrashed by Paraguay 5-0. And of course 4-1 to Argentina. United States going down to the Argentines by the same score, and then beat 3-1 by Paraguay. Danny Calif is the United States captain tonight. Didn't start the last game, actually came on for Watford's Jadon Merritt, who's one of the absentees tonight. Luis Pereira is the stand-in skipper for Colombia. Normally it's Ivan Cordova of Inter Milan, but both managers have decided to have a look at some of the more junior members in their squads. Colombia's goalkeeper Robinson Zapata makes his debut tonight, and his opposite number Brad Guzan, who's in for Casey Keller, wins only his second cap. So wholesale changes for both sides. There's a nice view of the brand new stadium here. As we were hearing, it isn't complete, but good crowd here. The referee tonight is a local man, Manuel Andacia of Venezuela. Both teams wearing their customary strip, the USA in white, Colombia in yellow. Argentina and Paraguay, of course, meet in the second group match later tonight, which does have an important matter riding on it, the question of who finishes first and who finishes second in the group. This one will determine third and fourth. Neither side have picked up a point yet. We're underway at the Estadio Metropolitano. Chance for both sides to try and end what's been a largely disappointing competition on a high. The hope, Gary Birtles, is, of course, that they can put on a show for us.
Well, they should both play with total freedom. Nothing to lose, everything to impress the coaches. They've both had a bad time. Understandably, the USA left all the key players back home after the CONCACAF victory. I mean, the most experienced outfield player they've got is Olsen, 36 caps, so that tells you a big story. Keller's got 102, but he's the goalkeeper. So, obviously a lot of learners out there. Running a big competition will help them.
Played across towards Eddie Johnson, who is one of the more experienced campaigners in this US side. Scored a penalty, which actually put the USA a goal up against Argentina. So the competition started encouragingly enough for them, but they eventually got swept aside by the likes of Crespo, Aymar and Tevez.
How many times do we see that early in a game? One of those little fouls around the halfway line, stops the flow. Talk about Colombia. Two totally contrasting games they played. Paraguay, the first game, that dreadful, worst defending I've seen possibly in the tournament. Second game against Argentina, a lot better, organised, tactically more aware.
There's an opening here, but it was swiftly halted. The man going to ground was Valoyes, the young striker who's been brought in, and it's an early yellow card shown in the direction of Drew Moore, who made his debut in the game against Paraguay, did really well, but he's made a poor start there.
John, it's late, but look at him. Look at the theatrics after it. I mean, it's triple Selco, that is. He's got him booked. He went straight up, and the imaginary yellow card to the referee. Get on with your own job. Let the referee do his.
I think that sort of thing's more worthy of a booking in itself than the actual foul, but the shot of it is that Guzan's got some early work to do as the ball is played in but cleared. Colombia look to keep the pressure on. Appeals for a penalty, go unheeded. And the shot on the turn is saved. Referee unmoved.
Well, we've seen some very, very soft penalties just lately. And the arm was up, he's headed it straight against it. That would have been harsh, but so have a few more penalties. Seem very harsh, gone for the big teams in the competition.
Jorge Banguero, one of the few who has kept his place in the Colombian side, had the shot there. Early test for Brad Guzan, which he dealt with successfully. Here's Moore. Castrillon, who came on as a substitute against Argentina and scored with a flashing header. This is Zuniga. More tussling again with Castrillon. Clearance was made by Jimmy Conrad.
Certainly started brightly, Colombia. keeping the ball, 5-yard passes. It's a big chance for some of these players. Fair enough, they're out of the competition, but if you're looking to force your way into a national side, this is the sort of game you want to play. No pressure on you. You show exactly what you're made of, what your strengths are, and perform for the coach.
Of course, it's a shot window too, Gary, isn't it? So many stouts are here from the big European nations looking to spot some foreign talent and maybe bring them across. That's a very poor ball, and Clestan's got a chance for the United States. And they've been awarded a free kick right on the edge of the box.
Well, that was a Colombia against Paraguay in the first game. Sloppy defending. Gave the ball away in a terrible area and paid the price for it on the edge of the box. Gave the foul away. He didn't need to. It was 3-on-1 there, and they still give the free kick away. But that's how they were in the first game. Very lackadaisical.
Well, it's offered the United States an early chance to get the first real shot in. The goalkeeper, Robinson Zapata, organising his wall. He's going to step up to the plate. Eddie Johnson standing over the ball. Struck wide in the end.
Been disappointed with that. Colombia had that gone in. It's the wall again. Didn't do its job.
Splendidly named Hercules Gomez, who struck the ball.
But look at it. Look at the wall. Just did nothing at all. They jumped up in the air, turned their back. Two things you shouldn't do.
Another mistake from the Colombians. Johnson finding Beckerman. He's got it again with the distinctive dreadlocks in centre midfield. Pierce plays it infield towards Clark. Now Clestan. This is good football by the United States. Eddie Johnson. Finally goes out of play.
The ball into his feet was good there for Johnson, but he just took it right the way into the corner flag. Sort of turning him, trying to take his man on.
Moore finding Johnson again. Clestan takes over. Clark, who scored a terrific goal against Paraguay. Not as accurate on that occasion, but he's arguably been in what's not been a successful competition overall. The real bright spark to come out of this US team. He's looked very good in midfield, not afraid to shoot, tidy on the ball.
The only player really to come out with any sort of credit for the Colombian team for me has been Ferreira, who's on the bench tonight. A little playmaker in midfield. He really has lived up to reputations in the team.
Well, he can make a name for themselves tonight. Foul there on the big striker Hugo Rodallega.
Really was a mystery in the first game. Another one of those fouls there, just takes him from behind on the ankle. Mystery of the first game. They've got two centre-halves, Colombia, in Cordoba and Yepes, who have played together a number of times for quite a while, and they just got ripped apart, and they just didn't concentrate, and it was just disjointed.
There's an offside flag there, just as Castellón was thinking about a shot at goal.
And that's poor. He could have stayed on. You can see right across the line there. Doesn't need to go offside.
Brad Buzan's only previous cap for America was against Guatemala. He plays for the Chivas club, which is predominantly the Latino team. He was the first one from that club to represent the United States. Here's Johnson trying to find Clestan. Away by the left back Arizala. Johnson again. Beckerman. Clark. This is Justin Mapp sprinting down the flank is the left-back Heath Pearce, but unable to prevent the ball from going behind. Pearce plays for Nordsjælland in Denmark. He made his international debut in a 1-1 draw against Scotland. Looks too long.
Well, that's the way the coach wanted them to play, and I think it backfired for them against Paraguay. They're a team who like passing the ball, can pass the ball, and it looked alien to them, and I think that's what upset them more than anything.
And here come the Paraguayans. It's a great run into the box, which is halted by a stumble and not much more. Cesar Valoyes going down, but the glance towards the referee was really optimistic.
Valoyes, he's already got somebody booked in the first minute of the game through theatrically. Tried it again there, and the referees have got to clamp down on that.
You've got to watch him, America. He scored on his debut against Panama. This is only his 4th appearance, so he's already got an international goal in his fledgling career. He does have a reputation for being agile and quick. Coming up to 10 minutes in Barquisimeto. 0-0. Too much in the way of chances either. As I was saying, this is very much a baseball town. The local club are the Cardinales, who recently won a baseball title, which prompted riotous scenes in the streets. The whole town turned out. They all wear the red colours of the team, and 70 people were killed in the celebrations. Here's Arizala getting the ball in, which is cleared comfortably. And the subsequent shot is dragged a good way wide. Faro of Southampton with it.
That was all about Arizala again. He did really well against Argentina, got forward well, caused them problems. But to be fair to Colombia, they all did well against Argentina. They were on the wrong end of a very dubious penalty. Should never have been given, and the first 25 minutes or so did a good job and looked a far better bet than they did in the first game. Just a total contrast. It was really one end of the spectrum to the other. And Argentina, it was 3-2. They scored late on with a deflected goal, so not a bad performance from Colombia. I think it's no surprise that the USA have struggled, as we've said before. A lot of the key players aren't there, and it's a learning curve for some of the players out there. Good opportunity though.
Carl Beckerman sliding into the interception for the United States. The US have the ball back. Beckerman again, but he's been muscled off it by Torres. Kick there awarded against Colombia.
The arm came up, that's what the referee's saying. Faro are not very happy with that. Clearly, yeah, it's a face-off, isn't it? Can't do that. Makes you laugh, doesn't it? They try and protest their innocence. It's clearly, everybody else can see, it's a blatant foul.
Faro's last action in England before coming out here, of course, was scoring twice in that playoff game against Derby County, which Southampton lost on penalties. Derby, of course, joining the elite next season. Didn't really work out for him along the coast with Harry Redknapp at Portsmouth, although he was brought in by Alain Perrin initially.
He's disappointed in this tournament, to be fair. He's not really excelled.
Yepes forward for Colombia, intercepted by Moore. Caliph, the skipper, getting it forward. Johnson getting the ball away to Clark, and he's done well. This is Mapp. Pearce is on an overlap, but he couldn't find him.
Well, the referee played a good advantage there. I'm surprised if he doesn't bring it back for a couple of the late lunges. One of them's there. He gets straight up, though, doesn't make a meal of it.
Colombia's chance to get forward now with Castrillon, and it's far too close to Brad Guzan. Zuniga. Arizala, who does like to get forward from left back. Banguera.
They do look a lot better when they keep possession and move the ball quickly, Colombia. They try and use that sort of a pass, the longish pass. Looks a little bit alien to them. But that's what the coach apparently wants them to do, get it forward quicker.
Leo Yepes is a big favourite in French football, plays for Paris Saint-Germain, known as Super Mario in Paris. Reportedly the highest paid player in French football.
Well, he got left out after the first game. Yeah, not surprised, his teammate could have done as well, Cordoba, but he's not playing tonight. They're torn apart.
Yes, Ivan Cordoba scored the winner in the greatest night in Colombian football's history when they won the Copa in 2001 on home soil. There's a great chance for Colombia, and it's taken brilliantly by Castrillon, and they're ahead inside 15 minutes. There's the celebration, and we've got the goal we wanted.
That's what happens when you put quality in, and what a ball this is, delivered from the right-hand side. The header is terrific in the end, textbook header. It means a lot to them, you can see that, they're out, but look at this for a delivery. Gives him a chance there, gets half a yard on his marker, perfection, downward header. Got no chance for the goalkeeper, Guzan. Brilliant header, gets half a yard, that's all he needed, and it was the delivery that allowed him to do that. He saw it was a good one, he set off just before his marker, got across him, and just did the hardest thing, put the ball in the net, but didn't he do it well?
Certainly did. Jaime Castrillon's second goal of Copa America, both of them headers, both of them very well taken. It was a flashing flick at the near post against Argentina to bring them back into the game at 3-2. This time it's a more orthodox but no less devastating blow. And what it has done, it's given us an early goal. Hopefully the United States can raise themselves and put on a bit of a display. It's the first goal in open play in this competition, incidentally, since Claudio Pizarro equalised for Peru against Bolivia. The only goal subsequently before tonight since then was the Robinho penalty for Brazil.
I'm starting to get annoyed with Valles. 3 times he's been involved, and 3 times he's thrown himself to the floor. One, he's got an opponent buckle. I think he tried one a short time ago. Not on.
Well, Colombia thrashed by Paraguay. Well beaten by Argentina, but leading against the United States. The losers would suffer the ignominy of, along with Ecuador being the only team in this tournament not to pick up a point.
Another one there, niggly little foul. Needless foul.
Colombia look to deliver the kind of free kick which might double their lead. Javier Arizala, as he showed against Argentina when he hit the crossbar from 45 yards, and deliver it well. Ghosting in again, the header is there, can they stick it in? No, Drew Moore has scooped it off the line and rescued the United States. Good defending by him.
Well, again, it was the quality of the ball that was put in there. Guzan came out, lost it totally, and luckily for the USA, awareness from his defenders. Just managed to clear it before the final touch from a Colombian player. Good header back, good intelligent ball back. Look at that, nearly rolls in, and that's terrific defending. Really is, from Drew Moore.
He's been terrific, Drew Moore. He played really well against Paraguay. He might have scored with a header from close range, put it straight at the keeper.
If he stopped there, if he doesn't concentrate, and if he's not aware of what's happening around him, that's 2-0. But he saw the danger, he saw his goalkeeper had missed it, was out of position, and just slid in at the last minute to deny Colombia.
It's always good to have someone called Moore in your defence, isn't it, Gary?
It certainly is.
Free kick goes the United States' way as the Mexican wave engulfs the Metropolitano Stadium.
They certainly deserve to be in the lead. Colombia has been bright, positive start by them. So they must have been lifted by that performance against Argentina. I know there's a lot of changes out there. You see here how close he was to conceding there, Drew Moore.
Here's Mapp at the other end for the US. Squeezes the ball in, but it's knocked away by Banguero. Mapp may get another chance. He was lively when he came on against the Paraguayans as a sub. Justin Mapp, but Colombia have weathered that little storm. This is Yepes.
Been a lot of changes for both teams, but at the moment the Colombians who've come into this team look more interested in making a mark out there at the moment. They're not allowing USA to settle at all.
They have for quite a while, really, arguably been the third or fourth major power in South American football. Obviously you've had Argentina and Brazil at the top of the tree, but you could argue that Colombia in recent years perhaps have overtaken Uruguay, but this has certainly not been a good competition for them. But at the moment they have that one-goal lead. It's the 21st goal in Group C. Incredible record. We've still got one more game to come, and the rest of this one.
And it is Argentina, isn't it? Paraguay have scored a number of goals as well, so it could be a cracker.
Well, those two have got 16 between them, 8 each, I think. That will be well worth staying up for. Coming up later, of course, straight after this one. Here's Beckerman for the US. It's a nice ball spread out to Eddie Johnson. He's been taken down by Yepes.
No, I'd have booked him for that. He's outwitted him there. He knew it, and he was just about to cause a problem for Colombia.
Not his first either, Garrett. Justin Mapp will take the free kick for the US. Referee taking a while to sort out the goings-on in the box. It's well delivered, but also well cleared. Follow-up shot is hard, but straight. Clestan not able really to worry Zapata, who saw it all the way.
It was a decent free kick, you're right, whipped in with pace, nobody attacks you, right in the centre of the goal. Where are the white shirts there? Has to be somebody attacking. This is a decent technique, moves in the air, but straight at the goalkeeper, Zapata.
Clestan again involved.
He's had a bright start, Clestan.
Yep.
When he's had the chance, he's been in possession. That's sloppy.
That's not gone out, though. Heath Pearce kept it in. Matt from the other flank with the ball this time, not as good, but he'll get another opportunity here, perhaps. Sacha Clestan. This is neat play by the US. Drew Moore's cross, far too close to the goalkeeper.
Oh, it's a pity. It was bright in and around the box there. Kept possession well, didn't panic. You have to put a better delivery in that. After a move like that, it's disappointing for the players involved.
Hasn't yet been troubled, really. Colombia's debutant keeper. Not a youngster by any means, 28 years old. He's waited a while for the chance. Miguel Calero is very much the #1 man, having passed 50 caps during this competition, but rested tonight. The referee looks a bit like Noel Solano, who incidentally isn't here. He was left out of the Peruvian squad. He beats his brother. Free kick opportunity for the Colombians. McNelly Torres is standing over the ball. That's the distance to goal, so you'd expect a cross. It is. Guzan is untroubled.
It's Paul.
Don't forget, coming up straight after this one, you can see the tournament favourites Argentina against Paraguay. It should be an absolute cracker. 16 goals they've managed between them so far. There could well be a few more later on here on Sky Sports 1. There's been one already here in Barquisimeto. Jaime Castrillon for Colombia. Here he is on the ball now.
Well, both teams certainly not taking it easily just because they're out of the competition. They're both playing the ball to feet, trying to play it the right way.
Here's Yepes finding Arrizala. That's a lovely flick. Good play by Colombia. Switched it across to the right-hand side now. Cutback is read well by Drew Moore again.
There's nothing wrong with the cutback. It just needed somebody to gamble and get in there at the near post.
That's a shocking ball, and it's intercepted by Gomez.
Not
Who
enough.
looked purposeful, but not with much support.
Exactly, just about to say, not enough white shirts forward.
He might not need them. He's gone over again. Yepes again. Still no card.
And again, needless foul. There were so many bodies there to help out. There were two white shirts, nobody getting forward midfield, and again, it's a poor foul, and the referee, well, he's done nothing about it.
Goalkeeper very vocal. He was born in Florida. No, not that one. The one in Colombia. "20 minutes to go in the second half, in the first half, I should say. US looking to get back on terms. Map with the ball in. It's cleared out as far as Eddie Johnson. There's no flag. Well, there is in the end. It's up late.
Very, very tight, that is.
Maybe the happier of the two managers at the moment. Beckerman plays it forward to Johnson. This is Clestan. Moore is available on the right-hand side, but the whistle has blown. It's a US free kick. Sorry, Gary.
It's every time USA look dangerous, there's a foul committed. Every time they get.
Ball is in towards Johnson as the US look to strike quickly, but Yepes was in the way.
Every time they get in a offensive position, a decent position, up comes a foul. And the referee's letting them get away with it at the moment.
Arrizala. Ball is intercepted but kept in. Map. Pierce is over on the left-hand side. Map's got it back. This is Clark. Drew Moore. Strikers to aim at, and again Drew Moore has produced a disappointing finale to a promising piece of play.
I want to see the strikers coming towards him there. All he's got there, the option, is to put it in the box. I'm looking at the two strikers thinking, right, one of you come towards him, create a gap that somebody can burst into from midfield. But no, they just stay in the box and just expect a pinpoint cross. It wasn't the best of crosses, we know that, but strikers should give the man on the ball more of an option.
Banguero, just the flick across towards Villafara. That's Zuniga. Now Torres with the ball in. It was anticipated, but not gathered by the onrushing Valoyes. Here's more for the United States. Beckerman's flick. Gomez trying to squeeze it through, but dispossessed. Long ball forward this time does find its target. There's a foul there on the striker Rodallega, which will offer Colombia a chance. Both teams, strangely, came into this competition on really good runs. The United States have won 6 in a row in their Gold Cup winning campaign and were 11 unbeaten. And Colombia were unbeaten in 6, so both were perhaps confident they do rather better than they have, particularly the Colombians, who have named what is really their best squad, but the USA, as we've said, have upset the organisers a little bit by naming this weekend side. There was criticism today from CONMEBOL, which is the South American equivalent of UEFA, if you like, saying that it didn't please them to see a weakened United States team.
You can understand why, though. The competition they've just played, what did they expect?
There's also an under-20 tournament taking place in North America, which they're involved in as well, which they've arrested some of their younger players from. Rodallega has a purposeful look on his face. He's put the ball straight into the wall. Half hour gone. Still the Colombians lead through Jaime Castrillon's 15th minute header.
I'm disappointed with the USA a little bit from midfield. Just giving the two strikers a bit of stick because they didn't come towards the ball, but when the USA do break, you're looking for the midfield to break the necks to get there, and there's a big gap between the midfield and the strikers at times.
They have started without arguably their two best midfield players, Benny Feilhaber and also Ben Olsen, who both played against Paraguay. Olsen, Nottingham Forest fans will remember from a brief spell there under David Platt a few seasons ago. Booking for Sacha Klestan for that challenge.
He does well here, checks back Arazala and invites the foul from Klestan.
The drums banging in the background. Barquisimeto is renowned for being the musical capital of Venezuela, so they enjoy a sing-song.
Yeah, we see that slid in with both feet. Trickery from Arizona. He's got better with every game, grown in confidence. Talk about the crowd. I mean, the crowd have been fantastic at all the games.
Yeah.
It's been colourful football, it's been colourful support, noisy support, vocal support. It's been an absolute delight the whole tournament so far.
Can Colombia double their money from this situation? With a cross like that, get a second chance though. It's Zuniga. It's the shot away and it rebounds rather fortuitously, and that's very good defending by Danny Caniff to use his strength just to shoulder charge his opponent away and get the ball clear.
Who was it again? Valoyes going down.
I take it you won't be naming him as your player of the tournament, Gary.
I just can't stand players who do that. Just dive down. He's got an opponent booked by doing the imaginary yellow card, and every time there's any contact, he throws himself to the floor, and it's just not impressive.
23-year-old who plays for the Medellin club in Colombia. To be honest, we haven't seen a great deal of that sort of thing in this competition overall. It's been played in a pretty good spirit.
Well, it was Rodallega at first, and it was, you'll see again, Valoyes takes it on, look, goes straight down again, throws himself to the floor, tries to get a penalty, and oh dear, go and sit on the bench if you want to do that. Let somebody come on who's a bit more honest.
It'd be nice to see a referee produce a card for that sort of thing.
It's not the first time he's done it.
No.
He's done it 4 times he's done it already in the first half.
Here come the US again. Matt with a cross. Harmless though.
That's where they've been lacking, isn't it? They're getting a good area and they've just not been able to deliver any sort of quality.
Just in that place for Chicago Fire. This is Pereira.
I'll tell you who would enjoy it out there. Ferreira for Colombia. He'd thrive in the space the midfielder getting out there.
Clestan wins it back through the US. But, the ball's been given back to Colombia. That's a lovely ball through. There's a chance here. That could well be a penalty kick. And it is. And unsurprisingly, the goalkeeper clipping Rodallega as he went through, and Colombia have the penalty with 10 minutes to go. Now, the decision for the referee this time is it a red card? My feeling is the ball's going away from goal, so he may get away with it.
Well, here we see him come out, and you just knew he was going to go down. Whatever happened there, he wasn't going to stay on his feet. We've seen some soft penalties, and I think Guzan, to be fair, made the referee's mind up. He shouldn't have come out there. It was a long way. There's no real danger that wide, and he just made the referee's mind up for him as soon as he saw Rodallega go to the ground.
It's Hugo Rodallega himself who will step up to the plate. Brad Guzan will try and prevent it becoming 2-0. Standing keeper faces a big test. And saves! Excellent save by the keeper. Rodallega holds his head. Calif was on hand, alert to stick the ball away for a corner, and Colombia have wasted a great chance there.
Well, redeemed himself, didn't he? I'm not sure he played. I'm sure he played for that penalty. Could have stayed on his feet.
He's in action again here as the ball is whipped to the far post, but here's the save.
Well, he guesses not the best, was it? Far too close to him, but again, good defending. Good awareness. Follow the ball in. That's what you do. That's what you're taught to do, defender or attacker.
Jorge Luis Pinto singularly unimpressed. Guzan committing the foul, but then making the save.
Wasn't so much a good save, it was a bad miss.
Deep corner. Smacked from the 25-yard mark or so. I think it was Arizala again, who doesn't need to be asked twice.
Nowhere near the inside of the post, is it? And he must be mighty relieved. He rushed off his line like a madman, to be fair. He didn't really need to do that. You just knew as soon as you saw them coming together that Rodallega goes down well, the referee's going to give a penalty.
Well, there's no doubt Colombia probably overall been the better team, I think. The USA have played some reasonably neat football and kept the ball well at times. Haven't really looked too much like scoring themselves.
I think the referee's giving Colombia a lot of benefits of doubts as well with some of the free kicks that are going against the USA. He's being conned by the diving.
Quickly taken free kick. Clark scoops it away to the left-hand side. This is Pierce. Can't find Matt though.
Can't get any momentum going at all, USA, at the moment. Of course, it's a makeshift side, and it's understandable that they're not quite gelling at the moment.
Not seen much of Eddie Johnson in that 18-yard box, even less so Herculez Gomez.
Well, the pair of them are running away from the ball. They're not coming towards the ball. They don't seem to want it. And that creates a problem for midfield players when you see two strikers running away from it. It's difficult to find them. You need one at least to come towards you.
By Clestan for Beckham, and now here is Gomez, and he's found Johnson. He's got to the byline too. It's a Sliding in was Arizala.
Again, you didn't see many white shirts in there. I thought, well, is he going to play this right across the face of the goal? But I don't think he had many options in there.
Got a corner. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Don't really test Zapata.
Wasteful yet again.
Zuniga with a great ball in. Another free kick. Didn't see your thoughts on that one, Gary. It was Villafara going down this time.
Well, the referee was a long way away from this. There was a slight touch on it. He gets a touch on the ball first.
That's it, didn't it?
Certainly got a touch on the ball.
Ricardo Clark, sorry, Gary.
My initial reaction, I thought he got a little touch to it, and you say the referee was 20 yards away from it, and again just gives a free kick to Colombia. Guesses a little bit.
Guzan's already saved a penalty from Rodallega. He may face a thunderbolt from Arizala now. I would imagine would be favourite to take this free kick. Three standing over the ball. Wall does an excellent job.
Yeah, nobody jumped, nobody broke, and that's what a wall's there to do. Exactly that, block the ball.
Rodallega will be very keen to atone from that spot kick miss. On that occasion, he can't get on the end of the through ball. A lot of the Argentine fans have arrived early, looking forward to their heroes in action later on, but adding to the colourful atmosphere in Barquisimeto. Don't forget that you can watch that Argentina-Paraguay game after this.
They had a good chance to double the score. That's the second penalty they've missed in this tournament so far. Colombia, first game against Paraguay.
Yeah, would have given them the lead, wouldn't it? Alvaro Dominguez missing that one, and tonight Hugo Rodallega, guilty man. Maybe Jose Luis Pinto might add a little bit of penalty drill to his next training session. Meanwhile, this dead ball is with the United States. Eddie Johnson there. Correa, incidentally, was booked. Flick on by Beckham and is cleared. Eventually, Yepes thumps it to safety. Skipper is given a yellow card. Didn't actually start the first game, but given the lamentable display that Colombia put in, he was quickly drafted in, played alongside Van Cordoba against Argentina. He's kept his place and got the armband tonight. He's also picked up a yellow card. Approaching half-time, Colombia still leading 1-0 through Jaime Castrillon's header on the quarter out. Incidentally, that goal is the 49th of Copa America, so had Rodallega converted the penalty, it would have been the half-century for the tournament, but we're going to have to wait for that.
Every time Colombia try and go long, it doesn't suit them. A number of times it's gone straight through to the goalkeeper. When they try and keep it and pass it and move it quickly, they look a much bigger threat.
Gomez chasing, and he will get there. Although Arizala managed to flick it off his opponent, so it'll be a Colombian throw. Clark forward, Beckerman beaten though. Here's Torres, and it's a good ball. Oh, and it's a horrible miscue from a great position by your friend Valoyes, Gary. What goes around comes around.
Well, maybe that's why he throws himself to the ground on a number of occasions. He gets in a position there where he can get a strike away and fails miserably. Pace got him away there, and look, it's his standing foot, just as he was about to hit it. It's all about balance. It's all about balance and belief in those sort of positions, and he had neither.
There was a chance, though, not as clear-cut as the penalty granted, but certainly more of those chances this game have fallen to the Colombians. Both sides, of course, will return home after this match, having failed to qualify. Uruguay and Chile have claimed the two best third-place spots. So these two sides, along with Bolivia and Ecuador, are the four to miss the cut. 1 minute to be added on. Quarter-finals, incidentally, happen this weekend. We know it's Venezuela against Uruguay and Chile and Brazil, both of those games on Saturday. And then it'll be Mexico against either Argentina or Paraguay, with Peru completing the lineup. Peru will face Argentina should Argentina beat Paraguay tonight and top the group. Now then, can Colombia double their lead in the last seconds of the half? But Valoyes again has gone over.
Well, is he going to get booked, that man? You cannot keep doing that, throwing yourself to the floor and get away with it. But this referee is just not doing his job, I'm afraid.
Well, he's blown his whistle for the end of the half, which Colombia lead by 1-0, thanks to an excellent header by Castrillon in the 15th minute. It should have been 2. Rodallega seeing his 35th minute penalty saved by Brad Guzan. Colombia have been the better side in Barquisimeto, where at half-time they lead 1-0.
And don't forget, still to come tonight, it is Argentina against Paraguay. Delighted to say Ozzy Ardiles and Trevor Francis are still with me in the studio. When we come back, though, we're in the city of twilight music, and it's Colombia who are on song at half-time.
Even the score to 1-1. Can England strike back to take the series? The NatWest Series, England v West Indies, Saturday at 10:30 a.m, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Then on Sunday, live from Old Trafford, it's the Battle of the Roses. Lancashire face Yorkshire in the County Championship. Sunday at 11 a.m, Sky Sports 2 and HD2.
You think you look the business. She thinks you look overworked. React.
An innovation from L'Oreal Men Expert. Hydra Energetic Anti-Fatigue Moisturizer. Hydrates and recharges your skin for a lasting, healthy look. Hydra Energetic from L'Oreal Men Expert. Expert technology for every man's skin.
Why don't you think about your current account today?
It only takes 2 signatures to switch to Halifax. We'll do the rest. Use our switching service right now and you'll receive a huge £100 credit. Just call, go online or pop into a branch. Halifax, always giving you extra.
Oh, Gary. Tell me what you're thinking.
I was wondering, who could swim faster, an horse or a dog?
The FBI estimates that there are less than 50 serial killers active in the United States today. Sometimes I wonder what it's like for the others.
My name's Dexter. I'm a serial killer. Nice to meet you.
You better be a cop.
No, forensics. I find the killers the cops can't catch.
Mary, full of grace, the Lord.
Stop! That never helped anybody. Which is why if I'm looking for you, you better hope they get to you first.
Dexter, the Killer new series.
only on FX.
From now on, we all have more time. Because with Vodafone, the internet is now truly mobile. So you can make use of every minute of every day. Vodafone. Make the most of now.
Manny! Come here! You've done it again, haven't you? I keep telling you to please keep the toilet seat down. Why can't you do it? I spell it out for you. D-O-W-N down! Why can't you do it? It's such a simple thing. You know, you keep doing.
Okay, I see you found the soft-closed toilet seat. Now we can fit
When your bathroom's measured, designed and installed by MFI, you'll feel right at home.
What do you expect in the second half, very quickly, Ozzy?
I think I expect a lot of more goals. It will be nice if United States can score one goal. I imagine that Colombia will improve. They are going to be better. They probably score one or two more goals.
OK, let's rejoin our commentary team, shall we, for this one? Gary Birtles and John Anderson.
Yes, welcome back to Barquisimeto. Referee Manuel Andalucia will shortly get proceedings underway for the second half. Colombia a goal up, and the better side overall in the first half. That's substitution for the United States. Eddie Gavin of the Columbus crew has entered the field at half-time, so Bob Bradley has reacted to fairly poor first half by his side by changing it around. There's Gavin tangling with the leggy Javier Arizala.
Got to be more committed going forward this second half. The USA struggled in midfield to get any sort of tempo going.
As you saw, Gavin has replaced the largely ineffectual Hercules Gomez. He's only 20. Came on as a substitute against Argentina on Thursday, and he's actually set a couple of records. He was the youngest player ever to sign a NSL contract in the United States, and he was also the fourth youngest player ever to represent his country, so he's clearly a player with some promise. He's got 45 minutes to perhaps introduce himself to a wider audience.
Well, Bob Bradley could have bought one or two more off, because quite a few were ineffectual in that first half.
Pearce, the left back, trying to release Justin Mapp. It hasn't really worked for them, has it, Gary, down that left-hand side? We were saying at half-time we hadn't seen a great deal of Mapp, who on his day can be a lively player.
I mean, the man who's gone off, Gomez, didn't do a thing. Eddie Johnson was hardly involved. Ricardo Clark, can't remember him being involved in any shape or form in the first half. And Mapp, likewise. Beckerman was trying his best to get things started in the centre of midfield, and Klestan was possibly the best player. So Bradley could have made a number of changes.
Clark there, flipping the ball forward. There's a Colombian down injured.
There's a shock.
It's John Villafara, the Southampton man, who's gone down clutching his side.
Just an elbow in the side of the ribs. You get that every time you go up for a header. What do you expect?
Not sure what the shake of the head is signifying.
Last time I saw it was still considered a contact sport, football. Make you laugh. They throw themselves to the floor and want to foul all the time. When they actually get hit, they stay down for a number of minutes. It's par for the course, isn't it?
Until things start again, and then they get up and sprint away. Here's a player who incurred your wrath in the first half, Valoyes. He stayed on his feet this time, to his credit, and he's won a corner.
Well, maybe his coach has had a word with him.
I spent the majority of the first half on his backside rather than his feet, Cesar Valoyes, but he's given them an early chance to score in the second half, but that's very poor play, intercepted by Mapp. Here's Clestan.
He looked forward again there, and there were no white shirts to hit.
The US have given the ball away. Zuniga, the right back. Rodallega getting the ball across, but comes to nothing.
A bit of composure there. It was a decent ball to the far post.
Justin Mapp. Tackle was by Jorge Banquero. This is Clark, and that's a good ball. But Mapp's offside.
First bit of enterprise seen from the USA in the second half. Again, he can see right the way across the pitch. He's the last man in a wide position. You've got to concentrate and stay on side. Had he done that, he was in a good area.
Still yet to be seriously troubled. Robinson Zapata. He's had a couple of routine ones to deal with, which he's held on to, but overall it's been a fairly quiet night for him on his debut.
Well, when you make that many changes in a game, you're not going to get a team that will gel straight away. It's going to be fragmented, a bit bitty, and like that. There's another free kick given away. That man again goes to ground.
Four-man United States wall for this free kick. Arizala, as we've seen, is capable of striking from any sort of distance if he takes the fancy. But it's played across. It was an ambitious drive from a long, long way out. And, didn't get anywhere near the goal.
And the difference with America, USA, when they make changes, they're not experienced players coming in. The likes of Argentina, if they make it, or Brazil, they've got world-class players coming on to replace, and they can fit in and make things happen. But when it's a young side and inexperienced side, like I said earlier, the most caps for an outfield player is 36 with Olsen, and he's on the bench.
Here's Justin Mapp. He's got the cross away this time, but again, there's no one arriving in any kind of purposeful way.
There's the naivety. Somebody has got to attack that near post.
Or will they this time? It's Gavin, the substitute. Clestan. More infield, but miscontrol gives Cumbria possession back, but they've contrived to lose it again. Beckerman. Johnson. Mapp in a good position.
Oh, that ball should have been moved out to Mapp much quicker than that. He's in acres of space. When they finally passed it to him, they closed him down very quickly, Colombia. It's when you move the ball quickly, that's when you cause opponents problems. The longer you take on the ball, the easier it is for opposition to close you down.
Mapp's corner. Repelled at the near post. He's kept it in, though. It's a better one, and it's the best US chance of the night so far. And it fell to the substitute, Gavin, but he couldn't get his header down.
Yeah, it's a decent ball in, and you feel if Brian McBride would have been playing in this American team, it might have been a different end to that move.
Yeah, or Landon Donovan or DeMarcus Beasley, perhaps. Even Carlos Bocanegra, who scored a couple in the Premiership this season.
It's better from the USA, though. At least they've created a couple of openings. The one before there, where the ball was crossed and nobody attacked the near post. It's basics for a striker to do that. You practice that. And I was lucky enough to play with Trevor Francis, you know, our studio guest, and you practice things like that. One hits the near post and one goes to the far post. You switch. If you didn't do that, the manager would go mad at you.
This is arguably the United States' best spell. Ball played in again. Defended this time by Luis Pereira. He managed at least to keep a degree of pressure up. Certainly looks more positive than it did in the first half. Clestan, and now Clark. Here's Johnson. Sprinting forward is Heath Pearce. Can't get around his man, but has won a corner.
Nothing wrong with that. That's good defending in the end by Zuniga. At least the man on the ball gets in the box, tries to do the right thing.
It's the first time Colombia have been on the back foot, really. The US turned the pressure into a goal. Johnson, Beckerman among the posse in the box. Easy header clear, though. Clark will knock it back in. Finally, the Colombians may get a little bit of breathing space. It was a clever clearance by the goalkeeper. It nearly picked out Rodallega, but the US got it clear. Here's Map, and that's a clever ball into Johnson. He's blown up for something, which...
Had he gone offside there? Had he not run offside, I was still looking for somebody in the box, and again, there wasn't a white shirt anywhere to be seen. Oh, it's very, very close. But look, even if he had been onside, there was nobody supporting him whatsoever. And that's been the big problem for me, for the USA. Nobody's wanting to really hurt themselves to get in the box and help the strikers out. It just seems like, well, yeah, we're not qualified now. We'll try and do the hard work. You know, we'll try and look as if we're doing the right things. But when it means bursting a gut to get 25, 30 yards into the box, not doing it.
Vladimir Marin, who plays for Libertad in Portugal, is the Colombian substitute. It's come 10 minutes into the second half. Jaime Castrillon's goal still separates the two teams.
2 feet there again. Slid in with both the feet, just caught him on the end of the toe there.
Map is the latest to go in the book. Becomes the third American, joining Moore and Beckerman. Correa of Colombia has also been yellow carded. Decent delivery, but good firm punch by the goalkeeper, Cousin.
Delivery's not been bad at all, Colombia. Delivery for the goal was terrific. And generally, the set pieces haven't been too bad. Going back to that goal, I understand what the lads were saying at half-time regarding the fullback, but when it's put in, and this is the quality that's put in there, decides to punch it, but when the ball's put in, the defender, the right back, was flat-footed. The benefit for the striker, he's got to run on him, and that's why Castrillon got in there and had such a good header. It's difficult to defend when it's coming in like that.
That was a lovely ball by Marin and well kept in, but eventually given away. This is Gavin for the United States. Johnson's there, but very much on his own again. Correa with the ball out of defence. Rodallega. Valoyes goes for the return, but Pierce is there. Goalkeeper slicing the clearance away.
I'm not surprised he sliced it. The ball was pinged back at him so quick, didn't have a chance to adjust.
Luis Pinto, the coach, PE teacher who didn't play football at senior level. Under pressure to repeat recent successes for Colombia, who, although they won the Copa America in 2001, haven't qualified for a World Cup since France '98. You'll remember they played England in Lens. David Beckham got his first international goal that night, and England won 2-0, but it could have been 10 were it not for the goalkeeper Farid Mondragon, who was one of the big names in Colombian football in their most successful period.
less fluid than the first half from Colombia. I think USA had a kick up the backside from Bob Bradley at half-time.
They've certainly come into the game a little bit more in these opening periods of the second half. There is Bob Bradley. He comes from Montclair, a small town in New Jersey. Also from that town, Steven Spielberg and Buzz Aldrin, second man on the moon. So
you're a
in
font
good
of knowledge.
company.
You're a font of knowledge. You really are.
It's not a very big place either, so there's some famous sons of that town. Frank Sinatra's from nearby Hoboken as well, Gary. Here's Sacha Klestan.
You make me feel so insignificant.
Surely there must be some famous people from Nottingham, Gary.
One or two.
Here's Pearce out to Mapp. Not had much joy down that left-hand side as yet, the United States. Pearce again. Clark. Klestan. Tried to squeeze it through there to Kyle Beckerman, who was on the edge of the box, but the deflection took it away from the dreadlock midfield player.
They're doing better than they did in the first half, the USA. They're moving the ball quicker, not having as many touches on the ball. But one thing Colombia do well is the basics. They close down quickly, don't give you any time. Very rarely have you seen the USA break them down and cause them any sort of problem.
Here's Zuniga, the right back, getting forward. Castrillon, whose goal still separates the sides with the clock having ticked over an hour. To be honest, in the second half, it's the US team who've looked perhaps the more likely to add to that goal. Castrillon's goal, the 21st in Group C and the 49th of the tournament, so we're still waiting for that big 5-0. It's been a wonderful competition, and you think this is only the 17th game, and you know, almost 3 per match over the entire tournament. When you think that prior to tonight we'd only have 1 goal in 3 games, the entertainment factor has been very, very high. Colombia coming forward again. Arizala getting all the way up the left flank, but unable to find a teammate with the cross. He's got a corner though.
Possibly been one of the best attacking full-backs in the competition so far.
He almost embarrassed the Argentine goalkeeper with that 45-yard effort that hit the bar the other night. Header is well over the top. Castrillon is very good in the air, as we've seen.
I think he was a bit selfish there. All he needed was a flick from him. He tried to go for goal from a very acute angle. Any sort of flick across the face of the goal gives his teammates a big chance, but he's after glory, more of it.
Smacked upfield by Calif, the US skipper. Here's Colombia pressing forward again. Castrillon.
I was thinking about their coach, Pinto. He says he's a school teacher. It makes you wonder who appoints somebody like that who's not played.
This is Vladimir Marin, who's not long on as a sub, but unable to get any power into that long-range effort. Much travelled midfield player, Marin. He's played in Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, Colombia, and currently, as we've said, in Portugal with Libertad. This is his 6th appearance tonight. Hasn't scored yet for the national side. He is again, but chasing in vain. This is Eddie Gavin. Helped on by Klestan, but eventually cleared.
a lot better since Gomez went off.
Even again, cut out though. How's that for confident defending? Tremendously cool piece of play.
Gateman's done all right since he come on, but that was a poor cross. He should have done a lot better, but at least the movement's better, further forward. In the first half, it was static. There's another foul, clearly. First half, you were looking for Eddie Johnson to get some movement going. You were looking for Gomez, but you saw neither of them. It was predictable. Second half, it's been a little bit less so.
Justin Mapp has departed, and his replacement is 21-year-old Charlie Davis, who plays for Hammarby in Sweden. He's already scored this season, would you believe? Hammarby involved in the Intertoto Cup. Davis got his first goal for the Swedish club in that competition against a team from the Faroe Islands. Pierce's cross again. There aren't white shirts in the box. Gavin trying to rescue the situation, but Arizala is clever and quick and will try and spring a counter. Here he is.
No contact there, only on the ball. A little dive over the top. And the referee gives a throw in, not a free kick, and rightly so.
Rosales managed to find Zuniga. Rodallega. Yepes. Pereira goes long. Or just shielding it away with Vladimir Marin snapping at his heels.
Still looks like it's in their minds, Colombian players, to go long. The coach has told them he wants them to do that a little bit more often, but still, I think they've looked better when they've passed it. Got it down, got it in little triangles. You talk about playing in triangles, like 5-10 yard passes, movement. That's the key, especially in midfield.
Might break for Colombia here. Rodallega tussling to keep possession. He's done that as well. Here's Marin. Well, that's a wonderful ball. Castrillon cleverly trying to head the ball back into the path of a teammate, but offside as he did.
Again, he's not offside there. You see the cut of the grass when the ball's played. I think he's just onside. He's a little bit unfortunate. It's always difficult for the assistant referee to see when the ball's played and when the run ends. Virtually impossible. You've got to have 20/20 vision.
Having scored twice in this competition with his head, Jaime Castrillon might then have set one up in that fashion. He was harshly ruled offside. Rodallega to Marin. US have it back with Beckerman. Decent ball over the top to Johnson. Luis Perez, extended right foot, jabs the ball away.
A number of times the USA have got it in those sort of areas with Johnson, and you're looking for backup people to join in, and it's the reason he has to check back and wait for support to come to him. The chance has gone then.
There was a chance there, nobody made any contact. Beckerman came in through the 6-yard box.
It's gone through everybody, hasn't it? It's the quality of the ball. Somebody coming at the far post, get a touch. Right in the slot there. A little slight touch from Beckerman there, just takes it away from the man at the far post.
More frustration for the United States coach. Took over from Bruce Arena, who was a long-term fixture back in March.
Bradley be desperate not to go away without any points. You don't want to get the wooden spoon. No points out of the 3 games.
Ecuador, thus far, are the only side to finish pointless in this competition. Bolivia, who were bottom of their group, managed to pick up 2. At the moment, it looks like they can hang on. Colombia will have 3 points. Not good enough, of course. Chile and Uruguay, both finishing 3rd in their groups with 4 points apiece. Uruguay managed it with only 1 goal. That was enough.
I think they've been the disappointment of the tournament. Uruguay not have qualified.
Flick over the top is a good one. There's a real chance here. Left side of the ball, Davis for a moment, but he's set up Johnson. The goal is empty at the moment. That's what he tried to do. Maybe if he'd done it a fraction earlier, he might have embarrassed the goalkeeper.
I think it was only the roars of the crowd that made him attempt that in the end. Should have seen the goalkeeper. Zapata just came out far too far. Didn't need to come that distance. No real danger.
Davis looked a little bit in 2 minds, the youngster, when he picked up the ball in that situation. This is only his 2nd cap, Davis. He played in a recent friendly against China. So at the moment, Bob Bradley does have one more possible substitution up his sleeve. Remains to be seen, A, whether he uses it, and B, if he does, whether it'll be the likes of Feilhaber or Olsen, who are more experienced and more creative, perhaps, than what he has on the pitch at the moment.
Certainly looks like he wants to take a longer look at players in the squad rather than the experienced players in this game.
Here's Eddie Johnson. Went for goal without any real conviction there, just scraped it past the near post.
And this time there were bodies in the box.
Short of 20 minutes to go. The Metropolitano and the goalkeeper Zapata has been booked for time wasting. Taking an eternity to get the ball back in play from this goal kick. Does now. Surprising, isn't it? We've had players diving all the way through the first half. We've had players waving imaginary yellow cards. I'm talking about Colombians here. And yet, you know, they get booked for trivial time-wasting offence. Punishment doesn't really fit the crime at the moment, does it?
Not at all. The refereeing was a pretty high standard, the first set of games we've got in the tournament. There's another one. Throws himself to the floor.
Senor Andacia, the man in charge.
That's not a foul. Look at him go down. Dear me. It's embarrassing.
Now, here's that substitution we were speculating. Lee Nguyen has replaced Eddie Johnson. He's a Texan, but of Vietnamese parentage, who has been playing at PSV Eindhoven, although he hasn't really established himself at the Philips Stadium and may move on in the summer. Had a brief little cameo appearance against Paraguay. He's only 20. And
again, it's a good chance for Bob Bradley to have a look at these players.
He was actually spotted by Gus Hiddink in Nguyen, playing junior football in the United States. But he's only made 1 appearance in 2 seasons for PSV. Clark finding Clestan. All 3 subs on now for the United States. This is Heath Pearce trying to find Charlie Davis, who's kept it in but then knocked it out, if you see what I mean. Stay with us on Sky Sports 1, the big one in Group C coming up. Argentina against Paraguay. Goals galore from those 2 nations so far, and the promise of more coming up straight after this game. Haven't been able to add to the one in Barquisimeto so far. There are plenty of Argentine fans already in this crowd. They really have lit up this tournament, the Argentine fans. I remember watching that famous England game in Saint-Etienne, and all the Argentina fans were in 2 hours before kickoff, twirling their scarves non-stop. It was an incredible sight.
Well, the team have lit up the tournament as well. Must be great being an Argentina fan, watching the talent on show. Valayez again, this time committing a foul.
Zuniga for Colombia. Got about 15 minutes left to try and maybe seal this one with a second goal. And truth be told, not that many chances in the second half. You could argue that the United States have come closer. But, didn't quite lived up to the first half thrills and spills, where we had a wonderful headed goal and a missed penalty.
The difference is that the USA have applied themselves far better than they did in the first half. They got the basics right, just like the quality going forward.
Here's Nguyen, who interestingly is wearing number 25. He's actually only 22 in the squad. To confess, I'm not quite sure what the story behind that is, whether it's his favourite number or he was a late call-up. I don't think he was a late call-up, so not sure why he's wearing that number. But anyway, Banquero is currently the man receiving treatment for Colombia.
And that wasn't a foul either. First time an Americans play acted.
Advice from Bob Bradley towards Kyle Beckerman and Lee Nguyen. Another Mexican wave breaks out in this unfinished stadium. You can see a almost temporary looking stand there. If you get a shot of the roofs, you can see where, or the lack of roofs, you can see where they're going to be built. Just concrete struts sticking out into the Venezuelan night sky. Here's Kyle Beckerman, Sacha Klestan, and Nguyen. Does have ability. Tried the reverse pass in towards Davis, didn't come off, but Klestan has it now. Here is Davis. Pearce is available, left-hand side. His crossing hasn't been great tonight, Gary, has it, Pearce, when he has got forward? No. They're either too long or too short.
You have to deliver in those vital areas around the 18-yard box, and the USA just haven't done that when they've got the opportunity. Brighter though from USA.
It's not great again. Easy for Luis Pereira to head clear, but here's Beckerman. Wouldn't sit down for him then. He's found Nguyen. Can he provide a decent cross? Got support from Pearce again. Falcon.
The chance had gone there, and Nguyen had a chance to put the ball in there, and players had made the runs in there, and they kept checking backwards, and you have to check your run again, and finally they get a free kick. Now they've just got to concentrate on putting the ball in the right area. Keep it away from the goalkeeper.
Another substitution will be made. You'll be very disappointed to see, Gary, that it's Cesar Valayez who's leaving the field.
He's finally been booked.
He's been booked.
For time wasting, for going off slowly. He's thrown himself to the ground on a numerous amount of times, and he gets booked for going off the pitch slowly.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Referee's had a stinker.
He spent most of the game cheating, and he's been booked for walking slowly. Anyway, Chitiva is the man coming in as the free kick is flashed in, and the ball is knocked over the top by Sacha Klestan.
Wasn't a bad delivery there. He's attacked it well, but again, a number of times from both teams, we've seen them try and put too much on the ball when a flick was the best thing to do. The ball was whipped in with pace. If you can just get a slight touch on it, it goes straight into the danger area, and you've got a chance. But when you try and get too much on it, that happens. We saw it just bounce off the top of the head and go over the bar.
Not as close as the previous header by Eddie Gavin, which is definitely USA's best chance of the night so far. Here is Gavin. Ricardo Clark.
It's all about 1 and 2 touch. You do this in training. You play like 5-a-side games or 6 against 6, whatever it is, and it's 1-2 touch. And it's amazing how you take that and transfer it onto a pitch when you do that. It's just good habits. That's not a good habit, fouling. But that's why the USA have got better in this second half. They're having 1 and 2 touches instead of 3 and 4. The more touches you get, the more it gives the opposition a chance to close you down.
Here's Nguyen with a chance to spring forward. He's only got Davis up ahead of him at the moment, but he's found him. It's Charlie Davis, and he's blocked by a very good tackle.
It's an excellent tackle. Okay, and they moved it quickly. Nguyen, he's come on, has been bright, he's been lively.
Yepes there with the timely intervention.
Gets up well there, though, tries to keep it in play, and was fortunate to get a corner out of it. I'm sure Bradley will take a few positives out of this second half.
Corner is defended, but Nguyen will try again. Can't get past Rodallega, though.
His first touch was dreadful.
Here's Marin. This is a purposeful run. Oh, it's been missed by the defender. There's a real chance here for Colombia. If they can find a shot. Play on, says the referee. So they do, and the shot is blocked by Danny Calif. Ten minutes left, just under. Here's Gavin, who's done well since he came on. Introduced at half-time and been at the heart of some of the United States' best stuff so far.
All that teams like the USA are looking for is to progress and learn and get better in stages gradually. I said before about teams like Bolivia, it's not going to come overnight. It's going to come in playing in tournaments like this against better teams. You can learn, you can watch, you can pick up things, and if you can keep a team together and work with them as a coach, they will get better. We've seen it over 20-30 years. There's no sort of easy games, or very few easy games in football anymore like they used to be. And that's because a lot of nations are learning.
Free kick is only half cleared. But Marin will bring it forward now for Colombia. It's good play. There's no offside here. This is a real chance for Colombia to wrap it up. Unselfish from Chitiva, who might have gone on his own, tried to play it into Rodallega, and the defender nipped in to clear.
Well, should have been goal number 50 in the tournament so far. Give America credit. USA get back. A bit flat-footed there, Rodallega, and then he tries to blame the man who's played it to him. He thought he was just going to get a tap in, but look at the desire to get back there. That is quality defending.
Was it Nguyen, actually?
You don't expect to see him there.
Yeah, did all the running back and clearing there.
What a bonus for a coach when he sees that.
There's the header again. This time it's brilliantly tipped over the crossbar by Brad Guzan. Yepes very, very close to scoring there.
Does everything right there, Yepes. Heads it back to where it's come from. Tries to loop it over the top, just a fingertip. Stopped him getting that 50th goal of the tournament.
And we're still waiting. Don't forget, though, you won't have to wait long before the likes of Messi and Tevez try and get that goal themselves for Argentina against Paraguay. Corner is cleared once more. Mind you, Paraguay in Roque Santa Cruz and the hugely impressive Cabañas have players who, in this tournament, certainly have been fabulous in front of goal.
I think they've been the pleasing package of the tournament so far, Paraguay.
Yeah, they've been great. Torres with the corner. Guzan's come and claimed. Delivered well also. Charlie Davis with some neat footwork. Still has it. Oh, he was smacked over there. Goodness me, I felt that from here.
Where was the help for him again? Non-existent. He's not stayed down, has he? No. Took one right in the face there. 3 defenders round. He's honest here. Gets right in the middle of that sandwich there, and the referee, I don't think, produced a yellow card though.
Cesar Valois would still be rolling around, wouldn't he? Off comes McNelly Torres to complete the trio of substitutions for Colombia.
Now he's walking off slowly. Will he get booked as well? He's walking off the same pace as our friend Valois. There's the man.
Well, it's nice to see him come on, because although he's only got 5 minutes, he is the best thing about Colombia at Copa America so far. USA trying to track themselves level. The ball is headed over for a corner by Luis Pereira.
All that's let USA down the second half is the quality in that final third. They've got in good areas around the box and just not delivered. But everything else about the performance has been good. They defended reasonably well second half. They're alert when there's danger about, and the build-up in midfield has not been that bad. But at the highest level, you need quality, vital areas, and that's what let them down.
He's knocked away by Rodallega. Danny Calif, the skipper, wins the throw-in. Takes the throw-in too. It's a decent cross. 2 of them went for the save. Oh, there's a chance, and they've scored! Beckerman, no, he's offside. Disallowed. Beckerman raised his arms, thinking he dragged Bob Bradley's team level. The flag went up, it won't count. There's JD Merritt showing his frustration on the bench.
Well, he is stood offside as well, isn't he? Lazily stood offside. He knows he is as well. Finishes it well, but he's got to come out with the rest of them. They got lucky with the toe poke through. I think they could have done better before it actually got through. He sent him off.
He's going to go for twice time wasting. On his debut, the goalkeeper, Robinson Zapata, has been sent off for twice delaying when preparing to take a free kick. He can't believe it. And frankly, nor can we really, when you think some of the antics they've been up to. Yepes is protesting furiously.
Some of the antics they have been getting up to, the dive-in was embarrassing. But he's been booked once for time wasting. So he knows he's got that yellow card. And he could do that. What is he doing there? He's doing nothing really, is he? There's nothing wrong with that boot. The lace is not undone. He is wasting time, and he should know better. He's been booked once, and there's 5 minutes to go. There was about 5 minutes to go. So it's the referee, for me, has got it right. It may be a bit petty, a bit trivial, but once you've been booked for it, you don't do it again.
Yeah, fair point. Well, he's been sent off on his debut, Robinson Zapata. And it's another chapter in an interesting story. He was part of the Olympic Games team at 2000 in Sydney and played in a game where I think they met Brazil. They needed to avoid defeat by 7 goals to qualify, and they didn't because he let in 9. So he's no stranger to odd situations in football matches. But you're right, Gary. I mean, the manager...
The referee's not going to change his mind. Just get off the pitch. He's not going to change his mind. Go.
It's going to add on a lot of stoppage time as well. Charlie Davis just earlier was walking up to the referee and just pointing at his watch and saying, I hope you're adding time on for this. Kitivo in this conversation with his coach. There is, of course, a goalkeeper on the bench of huge experience in Miguel Calero. I assume.
John, he's only got himself to blame. He can stand there till he's blue in the face. We just saw what he was trying to do. We couldn't make it out. There was no lace undone. He was blatantly wasting time. He'd been booked for it once, and the referee was not having none of it. He's been a bit dodgy, the referee, to be fair. He's made some strange decisions. He's not booked players when they should be booked, and still he won't go off.
Well, nobody wants the goalkeeper's shirt. I mean, also given the fact that, you know, all right, they're winning 1-0 and they don't want to. They want to hang on to that lead. I mean, this is ultimately a not terribly important game. I'm just wondering what the coach is thinking here. He's lost his goalkeeper. It doesn't seem to be yet bringing the substitute keeper on. In fact, it is an outfield player who's going to go in. It's Rodallega.
No surprise to see a striker go and goal. Play one up front and just pack the defence.
Well, he's missed a penalty, so maybe he'll have a chance to save one, Rodallega, but David Ferreira, I don't think he's had a touch since he came on as sub. But I'm a little bit mystified as to why Miguel Calero, the goalkeeper with 51 international caps, has not been brought on. Maybe he's injured, I don't know. But anyway, we have a centre-forward in goal, Hugo Rodallega. We have a debutant goalkeeper taking an early bath. Of course, actually, forgive me for my stupidity. Of course, the 3 substitutions have been used, haven't they? So that's why.
And he's got Calero's shirt on.
Lost count after all the stoppage and time wasting. Forgive me for that. Of course, 3 are on, and so that's why Rodallega has donned the jersey. 4 minutes added on for all that.
Well, I hope he performs in that shirt better than Calero did in the first game against Paraguay, because he was one of the big reasons they got hammered 5-0.
Well, there are 4 minutes left in what's turning out to be a pretty bizarre ending, and Rodallega's first touch as a goalkeeper is a pretty shocking clearance, and it's put his defenders back under pressure. They've survived it for the time being. Here's Clark. Ball in from the right-hand side. I don't think Rodallega fancied that very much.
Well, just stay on your line. Don't come out and make a fool of yourself. Trying to be a hero, coming out and trying to catch it. You're a centre-forward, not a goalkeeper. Stay on your line, let your defenders head that.
Here's Marin. He's been positive when he's had the ball at his feet so far. Surely the United States, with 3 minutes left, are going to try and hoof it forward, put pressure on this young goalkeeper. But they've given the ball away now. Knocked away by Boswell. Here's Chitiva.
Well, USA did exactly what they should have done with the first opportunity. Put the ball right in the box, near the 6-yard box. Puts Rodallega under pressure straight away. Didn't respond to it at all.
Here's Nguyen. Davis tussling with Arizala.
Silly from Davis. Your opponent's under pressure. You're desperate to get the ball in the box to put pressure on the substitute goalkeeper, and he gives a foul away.
Lopez knocks it long. Away by Calif. This is Clark. So can't get the ball forward at the moment. Boswell. Clark launches it this time. Rodallega is untroubled by that.
Let's hope his second kick's better than his first.
It is.
Ironic cheers.
Forward by Beckerman, who had that goal disallowed for offside a moment ago. But lack of control by Heath Pearce turns position of promise into dust. Looks as if the United States are going to finish Copa America without a point. They've only ever won 2 matches in their 3 appearances in this competition as invited guests. As Ozzy Ardiles was hinting at half-time, may not be invited again after putting out what the organisers see as a weakened squad for this.
just having played a tournament.
All headed in, whistle blows.
Well, it's understandable they didn't want to, or couldn't send a full squad.
Mexico, of course, is not strictly in South America either, so they do tend to invite countries in. Japan have actually played in Copa America football in the past, so too have Costa Rica. There was even talk, actually, prior to this tournament, it didn't happen, that the mother countries of Spain and Portugal might be invited. It never materialised. Rodallega has had an eventful night. He's missed a penalty and ended up in goal. Here's Clestan. Is there time for the US maybe to nick an equaliser? And Guillaume coming forward. No foul. And here's Marin, who does like a run upfield. It's a clever ball, and Yepes, the big defender's gone all the way up. Runs into trouble though. Yepes did score, if you remember, in that game against England in the United States when Michael Owen got a hat-trick and England won 3-2 against Colombia. Got up well there. Flick on towards Davis. Rodallega's handling is sound. Referee looks at his watch. Blows his whistle. Colombia have won their first game in Copa America as the United States finish with no points. An eventful evening. Jaime Castrillon's header winning the game. Rodallega then missing a penalty but ending up in goal after Robinson Zapata was sent off on his international debut for time wasting twice. Argentina and Paraguay will play out who wins the group and comes second, but Colombia have finished third and the USA fourth. 1-0 to Colombia.
And Argentina against Paraguay, the main bill tonight. That's on its way, not long to wait now. Delighted to say that Ozzy Ardiles and Trevor Francis are still here in the studio. We'll be getting their thoughts on that game and building up to Argentina against Paraguay. That's to come in a couple of minutes. Colombia then have a point, 3 points in a farcical finish their game with the US. Coming up though, we look ahead to the big one. Argentina against Paraguay. That's on its way in a couple of minutes' time.
Sky Movies, brought to you by Panasonic.
Starting Saturday for 7 days. Life's full of minor irritations, but finding a new movie needn't be one of them. Good Night, Good Luck, Poseidon, and The Weatherman. All part of Sky Movies' Premier's first-run films.
Have you checked your facts?
Yeah. All these great movies, all in one place, start Saturday for 7 days on Sky Movies Premier.
Why were we the first car manufacturer in the UK to introduce unleaded fuel as standard across our entire range? Why have we reduced the amount of energy used at our Ellesmere port plant by 30% over the last 4 years? Why are we now launching our new EcoFlex initiative? Because of them, because of this.
Want to know a great place to find car insurance? Follow me.
This is GoCompare.com. It's a brilliant website which compares prices from loads of insurance companies, so you don't have to.
It's so easy it'll save you time and could save you a lot of money.
GoCompare.com also give each quote a unique 5-star rating, so you know exactly what you're getting for your money.
So, for the right car insurance for you, just visit GoCompare.com.
Why go compare anywhere else?
You think you look the business. She thinks you look overworked. React.
An innovation from L'Oreal Men Expert. Hydra Energetic Anti-Fatigue Moisturizer. Hydrates and recharges your skin for a lasting, healthy look. Hydra Energetic from L'Oreal Men Expert. Expert technology for every man's skin.
Little April shower beating
From now on, we all have more time. Because with Vodafone, the internet is now truly mobile. So you can make use of every minute of every day. Vodafone. Make the most of now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beer, the imported 4% lager. Beck's quality, Beer percent.
If you run the lights at a level crossing, it's not just your life on the line. Level crossings don't run the risk.
The £100 million top clear out at JJB. Thousands of top brand sportswear items must go. Nike, Puma, Adidas, Reebok and many more in store now.
What's that?
Everyone knows a bloke like Mickey. To Mickey, hair isn't just hair. It's a weapon to be used to devastating effect. Mickey hates flakes. Of course, he's got a look for every occasion. There's the fluffy puppy, windswept and interesting. The intellectual, plain gorgeous. And his personal favourite, morning hair. Like Mickey, blokes who know voted Head & Shoulders #1 in FHM's Readers' Poll.
This Friday's Euro Millions jackpot is £26 million.
Find out more about our EcoFlex scrappage and trade-in initiative against low-emission Vauxhalls at your local retailer.
Everything you see is interest-free.
Not when you got a few bob on 1-0, love. Go!
Skybet. It matters more when there's money on it.
Still to come then tonight, it is Argentina against Paraguay as the winners of Group C will be decided. This is the way the table looks at the moment. And Colombia have beaten the USA and finished third with 3 points. They're not one of the best placed third teams that go through to the quarterfinals. The USA, some would say, their whole Copa America has been pointless in every sense of the word. Ozzy Ardiles and Trevor Francis are here with me. Ozzy, there has been criticism of the USA. Is it only befitting that they finish with no points in this competition?
Yes, it has been a waste of time, really. They are not a powerhouse in international football. They should be used in this competition to improve their standard of football, and they have used it instead to promote a young player or to, that made the Copa America cheap. So, like I said before, I don't think they're going to be invited again, and I believe the South American country are quite right in doing so.
Colombia will be there again. They've managed to get 3 points. They managed to get the only goal of the game, Trevor.
They were slightly better tonight. I would have expected a bit more in the second half. When I look back at the game, I think it'll be remembered really for the referee. I think he was the star of the show. There were 3 major decisions that he had to get right. He gave the penalty rightly in favour of Colombia. He disallowed the American possible equaliser, which was right. And he was absolutely right with the sending off. So he was my star man tonight.
The Colombians would say star man for them, Castrillon, because he got the only goal, does he?
Yes, of course. At least they have something. I mean, this participation in the Copa America was done in the first game against Paraguay. Certainly was not a 5-goal difference between Paraguay and Colombia. When they lost this game, suddenly they had to go to Argentina, try to win this game. Very, very difficult. So it was a very bad Copa America for them. But I expect Colombia football is much better than what we have seen. and I expect them to improve in the next in the next few years.
One familiar theme between that first game and this game against the USA for Colombia, Trevor, is that they failed from the penalty spot on both occasions. This time, you mentioned the penalty decision.
Yeah, if you watch the right back, Drew Moore, he allows the run to go in behind him. You see him coming across and he stops and allows the striker to go in behind, but the keeper comes out, and it's a rash challenge. I mean, he was going away from goal. He shouldn't have committed himself, but it's a poor penalty. You know, as he runs up, he checks his run. It makes no impression on the keeper. He stands still, and then he makes a reasonably comfortable save.
The sending off, farcical in some ways, but if you've been booked on 71 minutes for time wasting, that the same rule should apply on 87, shouldn't it?
Farcical, yes, but the referee was completely right. I completely agree with Trevor. He was clearly time wasting, so very good decision of the referee. If anything, the referee, I would say that should have been more harsh in some of the diving of the Colombian players. Apart from that, he had a very good game. And if we are talking about the referees, maybe because of the quality of the game was not as good as should have been.
I agree with that, Oz. I think that the referee, as I said, he was my star man, but if there was one criticism, it was the number of times players were falling to the floor, especially Colombian players, and he seemed to turn a blind eye to it. There were numerous occasions when he should have pulled the yellow card out. Now, if he had perhaps done that in the first few minutes, then it may have corrected the problem, because right up until the 90th minute, players were falling over too easily.
OK, so Colombia have beaten the USA by a goal to nil. They finish on 3 points. Coming up for you very, very shortly now, it is Argentina against Paraguay. Plenty of changes, though, to both sides. Argentina make 8 changes. The only 3 players who started in the side that beat Colombia are the goalkeeper, Abondanzieri, Zanetti and Cambiaso start in that Argentina side. What it does mean, though, Ozzy, is that Carlos Tevez gets a place in the starting lineup, and for fans of the Premiership, it's good to see, isn't it?
It's a wonderful opportunity to see Carlos Tevez. It's a little bit unlucky that they have some player in front of him right now, especially Messi, that is an absolutely wonderful player. But we had the opportunity tonight to see the like of not only of Carlos Tevez, but Gago, that plays in Real Madrid, and Aymar, that is another excellent player. So even though Argentina is not playing with the first team, it's still a very, very competent team, a very good team indeed.
How good is he, Trevor, Carlos Tevez?
Well, I saw him when he first came to West Ham, and he struggled to actually, you know, get his place in the team. You know, I saw him once at Stamford Bridge, and he was playing a wide area, coming far too deep. They couldn't find a rightful position for him. Then all of a sudden, they started playing him up off the front player, just in that little position of the main striker. And once he got that first goal, he seemed to grow in confidence. He finished the season scoring 7 goals for West Ham, and without his contribution, West Ham, without doubt, would be in the Championship. He was the major reason why they stayed up.